Let's start with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 7, text 5. Yes, text 5. Besides these, O mighty armed Arjun, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. I think we read this, right? And let's read it again. Let's read the purport. Here it is clearly mentioned that living entities belong to the superior nature or energy of the Supreme Lord. The superior energy is matter manifested in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Both forms of material nature, namely gross, that is earth, and subtle, that is mind, etc., are products of the inferior energy. The living entities who are exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world functions. Yes. So we are superior energy, but we are manifested in material energy. And so we are exploiting this material energy for doing some things that we have been told to do or we have decided to. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy, the living entity. Energies are always controlled by the energetic, and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful, as unintelligent men think. The distinction between the living entities and the Lord is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.87.30 as follows, in quotes, O Supreme Eternal, if the embodied living entities were eternal and all pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energies of your lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respects are actually guided by a faulty and polluted opinion. Yes, quotes close. So, what they are trying to say is that unless you surrender to the Lord or to the supreme energy, you will not be able to remain happy forever. So even if you are conquering any material things like money, house, car, everything, you will not feel happy. So happiness comes only when you surrender to God's control. You have to stop controlling, you have to stop dominating things, and you have to stop lamenting over it. You have to understand that this was the will of the God, and Even in spite of you trying everything, if things don't work out, it was the will of the God. And when you do things under surrender, you will get that intuitions that, okay, you do this way, do that way, when you are in full surrender. And when you start doing it, you will see the magic. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller, and all living entities are controlled by him. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the controller, and all living entities are controlled by him. These living entities are his superior energy because the quality of their existence is one and the same with the Supreme. But they are never equal to the Lord in quantity of power. While exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy, that is matter, the superior energy, that is the living entity, forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. This forgetfulness is due to the influence of matter upon the living entity. Because of the influence of the material energy on the superior energy. Yes, because superior energy is manifested by material energy. Yeah, it's manifested into material energy. Right? But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of the illusory material energy, that is Maya, he attains the stage called mukti or liberation. The false ego, under the influence of material illusion, thinks, I am matter and material acquisitions are mine. Yeah, this is mine, that is mine, you are mine, I am yours, nobody else can be yours. All these mini things. This actual position is realized when he is liberated from all material ideas, including the conception of his becoming one in all respects with God. Therefore, one may conclude that Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi energies of Krishna. And when this energy is freed from material contamination, it becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated. Yes. Let's move to text 6. All created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. Yes. So energies origin from him and dissolve in him only. So he creates the energy and he takes them back. Yes. Let's read the purport. Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation, and matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material world is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood and then to manhood because that superior energy, spirit soul, is present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the gigantic universe is developed because of the presence of the super soul Vishnu. Therefore, spirit and matter, which combine to manifest this gigantic universal form, are originally two energies of the Lord, and consequently, the Lord is the original cause of everything. A fragmental part and parcel of the Lord, namely the living entity, may be the cause of a big skyscraper or a big factory or even a big city, but he cannot be the cause of a big universe. Correct. The cause of the big universe is the big soul or the super soul. And Krishna, the Supreme, is the cause of both the big and small souls. Therefore, he is the original cause of all causes. This is confirmed in the Katha Upanishad 2.213. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetanash Chetananam. Yes. Let's move to text 7. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Yes. Let's read the purport. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagwat Geeta is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and this is confirmed in every step. In this verse, in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person, that the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth, is also the affirmation of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Paramaha Krishnaha Nanda Vigraha. That is, the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is the primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is the supreme person, the cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3.10. Tato yad uttaranam uttaranam uttara uttarattaram tad arupam anamayam ya etad vidud amratas te bhavanti athetare dukkham evapiyanti. Explaining, in the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human being, and lower animals. Right? Brahma God is the superior God. Why? Because he is the first living entity which God created. So he is Brahma Pita. He is like father for all the entire universe, entire material world. Correct? But beyond Brahma, there is a transcendence who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffer the miseries of the material world. The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. So, bliss, eternity, knowledge, they don't have a form. They are transcendental, correct? Because they exist, but they don't have a form. And they exist uh, the same. So like money exists the same. We keep changing, right? There is same amount of gold, same amount of money, same amount of wealth circulating around. So when we die, our children get it. So money is not changing. Money is still there. It is in the same form. It is available. It is not changing. It is just the people using the money are changing. Correct? So likewise, eternity, bliss, and knowledge are there forever in the same form. Correct? But and hence they are transcendental. Hence money is also transcendent. Yes, as described in Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in the Shvetashvara Upanishad 3.8 to 9 substantiate this as follows. In quotes, I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness, only he who knows him can transcend. He can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. Yes. Unless we know fully the Lord Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no chance that we will come on the path of liberation. So we need that knowledge. So knowledge and belief are two different things. Belief is bhakti yoga. Knowledge is jnana yoga. Yes. And when you do with bhakti and jnana any work, with devotion and knowledge, when you do the work, it becomes karma yoga. Yeah. There is no truth superior to that supreme person because He is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest, and he is greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree, and he illumines the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. From quotes close. From these verses, one concludes that the supreme absolute truth is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is all pervading by his multi energies, both material and spiritual. Yes. Let's move to text 8. O son of Kundi, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Yes. So all the transcendental parts of the material world or the material entities is God, right? Let's read the purport. This verse explains how the Lord is all pervasive by his diverse material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energies, and in this way he is realized impersonally. As the demigod in the sun is a person and is perceived by his all pervading energy, the sunshine to the Lord, although in his eternal abode, is perceived by his all pervasive diffusive energies. Yes. The taste of water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink sea water because the pure taste of water is mixed with salt. Attraction for water depends on the purity of the taste, and this pure taste is one of the energies of the Lord. The impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench man's thirst. Yes, that is the way of perceiving the Supreme. Yes. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. Yes. So now this is impersonal because he's the taste in the water. Okay. And personalism means he is a human. Like he has a form. So like there are various forms of Krishna, right? So we say that okay, he has a form. He has taken a form in this material world of a human body. So we become a personalist. Like we are. So there are so impersonalist and personalist in Jainism. Like there are two sections. One sect is worshipping a idol worship, and other is not worshipping idol worship. It is worshipping the energy, right? One who knows God knows that the impersonal conception and the personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and that there is no contradiction. Yes. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Bheda and Abheda Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference. The light of the sun and the moon is also originally emanating from the Brahma Jyoti, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord, and the Pranav or the Omkar, transcendental sound, in the beginning of every Vedic hymn, addresses the Supreme Lord. Because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names, they prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound Omkar. But they do not realize that Omkar is the sound representative of Krishna. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and one who knows Krishna consciousness is blessed. Those who do not know Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is bondage. Yes. Let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha.